Hey, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and to the bishops and elders. All right. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. And this is going to be, Lord willing, real quick. Basic, simple, to the point. And, just through the spirit, having a conversation with a dearly beloved family member, one in who I hope, if it be the Lord's will, he shows her mercy, because oftentimes, you hear me talk about certain family and friends and, relatives and stuff like that, because for the most part, I'm to a point where, I can care less about these people, and that includes ribs, children, but, again, on the same note, Jake, with that compassion, and like I said, this particular family member, this loved one, for whatever reason, the Lord, because it's a female at that, and if you know me, I don't really, as far as like going over scriptures and, trying to break things down, break certain scriptures down to women. That's just not, because at the end of the day, this isn't really for women, as far as this truth and being the forefront of this truth, and that's just not the role of a woman. And nevertheless, that's what, through the spirit, I was having a conversation with this, with this dearly beloved of mine, family member. All right, she is basically like another mother to me, and like I said, just through the spirit, we was having this conversation, and one of the things that she was just because every time she comes around, because she stays up north, but right now she's with us. She's visiting, and every time she comes around, she wants to talk about the Bible, and she wants to get my input on things. She has dreams. She likes to tell me about her dreams, and like I said, for whatever reason, the spirit has it to where we have a close relationship. We have a bit of an attachment, so that's why I said, because typically I don't go over scriptures with women. That's just because this isn't for women. But every now and then, whether it be in person or we talk on the phone, just through the spirit, I'll end up supping with her, show her a few things or whatnot. And that was the case earlier today. And we were talking, basically going into the roles that men play and the roles that women play. Because like I said, as far as this truth, pushing this truth and being on the forefront, basically being on the forefront of the battlefield, the Lord left that lot unto the men. All right. Before I go on, because I really only had 2 precepts in mind, but the Spirit is going to do what it do. So I'm gonna get this real quick in Revelation. Revelation. Bear with me. Revelation 21, not 22. Revelation 21 and verse 3. It says, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power." All right. So basically the point is that the tabernacle or the Most High is men. All right. Because again, when it comes to the duties, the responsibilities, like I said, being on the forefront of this truth, and doing the work, doing the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord left that unto the men on this side and in the kingdom. All right. When you go into the leadership structure, right, starting with Yahweh Shai, and then you got the 144,000 men. All right. And it's exactly that. It's men that are going to be forwarding the enterprise of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Now, that's the role of the men. All right. Now, that's not to say that women don't have their roles. That's not to say women don't have their part to play. All right. Because hell, the men, brothers, we play an important role in this thing of the Heavenly Father. Well, the women do too, likewise. But it's not on the forefront, because this is what I was telling, this dearly beloved family member. Men, when it comes to the order of Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, and how the Lord looks at things, men and women are not equal. All right, we all have our part to play in this thing. But again, it's not to say that women don't have their roles to play either, because women have their roles to play too. All right, but it's more so on the back burners. It's not on the forefront as the men, because the family member, she was telling me, and this is what sparked this, because she was going into how she goes out to teach, and just how Christians do, man. They want to spread the love of Jesus, and for the most part, because these fake and phony Christians, they're phony, they're fake, especially when it comes to these women that call themselves being a Christian or a follower of so-called Christ, right? They're Christians until you start bringing out these precepts as far as men's roles, women's roles, which two precepts that I'm about to bring out. I went over this with her, and it's not to say that she didn't have a disagreement, but because I could tell that she has a sincere heart. She wants to do for the body. She has that zealous spirit. But at the end of the day, you just kind of see that she wasn't really, because like I said, they're always believers in the scriptures until you start bringing the scriptures out, and you could, I could just kind of tell that, the precepts that I'm about to bring out wasn't really, like she was really insistent on going out teaching and catch yourself being out there in the highways and byways, right? But at the end of the day, I just told her, because it wasn't something that we got into an argument and a debate, a strife. That's one thing I'm not going to do, especially with a woman, is just go back and forth. I just simply told her, hey, at the end of the day, all things are through the spirit, and at the end of the day, if it be of Yahweh Shema Shai, then he's going to make something of it, and he's going to deal with you. He's going to let you know. The Lord's going to work with you. At the end of the day, if it's not of Yahweh Shema Shai, then, he's going to bring it to naught. He's going to bring it to nothing. So, and just pretty much left it at that. We agreed to so to say disagree, and it's all good. It's all love at the end of the day. But as far as the role of a woman, all right, I'm gonna get this in First Timothy chapter 2. I'll start at verse 9, and again, just through the spirit, because I noticed more sisters on my page and comment boards. So, to the elect sisters, the elect lady, right? Because the scriptures do talk about the elect sisters, right? Because again, in general, you're going to have it's all about the election. Now, I mentioned 144,000 men, the leaders in the kingdom, All right. You know, but the elect consist of men, women, and children. All right. You know, it's just when it comes to that 144,000, those 144,000 men are that governing body. You know, that only pertains to the men, but you're going to have men, women, and children. All right. That the Lord deemed to have mercy on. You know, you see, man. So, you know, to whom this may pertain to whom this may concern, may you be edified. Because again, we all have our part to play. We all have our role to play. And, you know, again, though we're not equal as far as men and women, nevertheless, the men do have their part to play. All right. But hey, the women, you sisters, you have your part to play too. All right. And it's an important role as well. You know, because ultimately, hey, you were created to be an helpmeet unto the man, the Israelite man. You know, you're supposed to be that pillar of rest, because it's bad enough that, you know, Jake, man, can't catch a break when he's out there in the world, man, and just catching hell from all sides, and yet alone he has to come home and deal with a raging woman, you know, a lion, which the scriptures talk about that. You know, it's better to just you know, I'm not even going to get into all that. Like I said, I just want to keep it simple and straight to the point. But at the end of the day, man, a woman's role, a woman, she was created to be helpmeet unto the man, to serve her man. All right, just like we were created to serve Yahweh Shema Shai. But in 1 Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 9, it says, "In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." So, you see, as far as, again, part of a woman's role, because again, you know, brothers, we go out week in, week out, right? You know, and hell, you've got some camps, they allow brothers to have their wives and even children out there. Well, that's just not, you know, a wise thing to do, because, hey, when we're out there on the highways and byways, man, the Lord didn't call us to sacrifice for nothing. You know, because anything can happen out there. Anything can take place out there on those streets, man, those street corners. And especially now, the times that we're in, where things are going to ramp up, things are going to get crazy, things are going to get more dangerous, to the point where, hey, soon, I'm just speaking as a man when I say this, you know, we might get the order from up top. Hey, you know, no more going out teaching. Or there just might be some things like you might have a mass shooting downtown. Well, hey, we might not be able to go out. So, you know, whatever the case may be, it might be a bug out or whatever the case may be. You know, anything can happen out there is the point. Anything can take place out there. So it wouldn't be wise for women and children, you know, to be out there. So with that being said, again, 1 Timothy 2:11, it says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection." So if a woman does want to inquire, ask questions, all right, you know, it's best to just watch the videos, man, and just be quiet. You know, watch the videos and be quiet. You know, don't be posting all on a comment board. You know, you got some women that actually have husbands, right? But yet they're on brothers' comment boards with their picture all in the default or whatnot. That's off. You know, you're going off. Because matter of fact, verse 9 again, it says, "In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel," because ultimately, and we get it, we're in captivity, all right. So, you know, we're not, you know, that's why we need to get the hell up out of here, you know, because, you know, we're just in a fucked up situation. But it says, "In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel," because, hey, you know, for you women that have a husband, all right, he really should be the only one that you know gets to see you. You know, I mean, you know, you see a lot of those Middle Eastern cultures, man, which they copied off of our customs. Got the women dressed up, and, you know, pretty much the only thing that you can see is their eyes, you know, and that's how it's supposed to be. All right. That's how it's supposed to be, because at the end of the day, the only one that's supposed to be able to look at you and see you, to see your beauty, is your husband, is your man. You know? So going back to how, like I said, you got sisters that actually have husbands, but yet they're on brothers' comment boards with their, you know, all posted up on the default. You know, they got their picture showing and whatnot. That's off. You know, and I'm talking about with sisters that actually have husbands. Whether they're in the truth or not, you still gotta, you know, respect your husband, man. Respect your man. You know, it says with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Jumping back down to verse 11, it says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. All right. And, you know, hey, you got a lot of women, man, you know, that's just not your part. That's just not your role. Being out there in the forefront, trying to teach the word, right? Putting yourself out there. That's not being shamefaced. Shamefaced, you know. That's not, you know. You see, because I'm gonna just be real with you, you know. Hey, I'm gonna just keep it real, you know. Hey, if a woman comes up to me, you know, trying to inquire, right? For one, the first thing I'm gonna ask is, hey, I'm gonna question if she has a husband, and if she ain't got a husband, then hey, you know, because you know, it happens sometimes where you got women, they want to learn, right? They want to learn, and they might ask you for your email or your phone number, or whatever the case may be. And listen, again, like I said, we're men at the end of the day, you know. And I don't need to, you know, tell you what happens behind closed doors, or at least what we're thinking. You know, again, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, there's no, we're men. You see, but that's the thing. You know, that's the thing, man. Coming back into true manhood, right? You know, and again, with all that being said, because a lot of these women, they do have husbands, and that's why it's just best, if you're gonna learn, just be quiet, man. Learn in silence, and watch the videos and be quiet. You know, if you have a question, hey, I would say just at least pray on it, you know, pray and wait. Might have to fast, you know. But as far as like the deep breakdowns and mysteries, like, you know, Daniel chapter 2 and Daniel chapter 7, for the most part, you know, women don't need to know all that stuff. Again, if a woman is to learn anything, it's to how to be a better woman for Yahweh Shemal Shai. And check this out. How do you become a better woman for Yahweh Shemal Shai? What age? You serve your husband. All right, that's what's pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Shemal Shai. Serving your husband, serving your man, being a helpmeet, being his pillar of rest. All right. Now, I was also trying to, you know, explain to the dearly beloved, you know, family member, because if a woman is to teach, for one, again, it's not to be out there on the forefront on you know, highways and, but no, that's not a woman's role. If a woman is to teach, well, let's let the scriptures talk. Because again, as far as breaking down scriptures, and no, that's for the men. All right. Again, the Lord left that lot unto the men. Like I said, the deep mysteries of the Bible, Revelation 13, and you know, that's for the men. 2 Ezra 11 and 12. That's for the men. All right. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with knowing these, you know, breakdowns and whatnot, but you know, at the end of the day, hey, we want salvation, and you know, for the most part, I don't see how knowing Daniel's 11 for the women, for the most part, is gonna, you know, get you salvation. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with knowing it. I want to know it, but as far as salvation, you know, because everything pertain to you know, everything pertaining to the scriptures from Genesis to Revelation, it is written. The Lord has it left this here for us. All right, He gave us all that we need for salvation. So, you know, but knowing Daniel 11, that's not gonna, for the most part, I don't see how it's gonna get you salvation for you women, you know. But going back to the point, as far as the role of a woman in, you know, her, you know, serving her purpose, if she wants to teach, well, Titus 2 and start at 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound of faith and charity and patience. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. Right? Again, you know, He said teachers of good things, you know, showing the younger women, the younger sisters, how to be women, you know, teach them how to sew, right? Teach them how to cook, teach them how to serve, you know, things of that nature, right? It says that they may teach the young women to be sober, because, you know, you got these women, these ratchets, and we see it every week in, week out, downtown. You know, these women are through, all right, walking all up and down the streets, drunk out of their mind, bugged out, high, whatever the case may be, man. And, you know, that's just off, man. It's simply just off. In most cases, hey, you see the woman with her husband, with her man, drunk. Man having to carry her, you know, calling Uber, and she's throwing up, and that's just off. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with having drinks, right? But as far as, like, you know, the club scene, and that's off, especially if you have a man. You know, it says, verse 4, they teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. And it's the exact opposite in the society, right? Women, these so-called mothers, man, they're teaching their daughters how to play the field, right? Play the field, you know, don't you know, enjoy your youth, play the field, right? You don't need no man. And then by the time she wants to settle down, she's all worn out, bugged out, you know, no children, right? And that's you know, that's beautiful, because, again, when a lot of women grow up not having children, right? But when they grow up, or when they come to realize it, they're miserable, right? And when they're in their 30s and 40s, right, you know, and they go childless, they go seedless, and they're all depressed. Why? Because that goes against the nature of a woman. You know, that goes against the nature of a woman. Or she might have children, she might have seed, but it might be, you might have 3 different children by 2 different baby daddies, and you're still bugged out, right? Because, you know, again, these older women, these aged women, they're not teaching the younger women, for the most part, how to be wives, not teaching them how to be real women. So to you older women, or you women in general, if you want to do some teaching, well, teach the younger women, the younger sisters, how to be women, wives to their husbands. Teach them the art of submission. For my fighters, right? You know, the art of submission, right? Because that's what we're learning. That's what the men are learning. We're learning to just subject ourselves to the will of the Lord, man. And hey, you know, because, you know, it sounds like slavery, but it is slavery. But it's a good slavery, and we love it. You know, we love it, because with it comes a peace of mind, knowing that, hey, man, we're just doing what we're supposed to do to the best of our ability. Hey, our husband's going to look after us. We ain't got nothing to worry about. That's how it's supposed to be for you women. If you're doing the best that you're supposed to be doing, putting your best foot forward, because we know you're not going to be perfect. We're not looking for any Sarahs on the side. That's just not going to happen. All right. But if we, you know, come across one that, you know, she's decent, then we'll deal with her. Well, likewise, us with our husband. He sees us putting our best foot forward, then hey, he's gonna look after us. We got nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. You know. But again, the society, it teaches the exact opposite. Play the field. You don't need no man. Get you a white boy. Get you an Edomite, right? You know. That's why a lot of these women, hey man, a lot of these women are gonna pay. A lot of these women are gonna end up being destroyed, man. Because the majority of the 2/3 consists of women. You know. But it says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, right? So, well, let me read on. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. So you see, man, you see the role of a woman. Now, again, granted, we're in captivity, so we're in this society where everything is set up for the woman to prosper, you know. It's set up for her to, you know, because we're not back in the old days where the man, he could work one job and take care of everything. Well, now we're in a society where, you know, Because, you know, back then, the good old days, you know, the man, he could take care of everything, and the woman, she play her role, the good old housewife, right? Where everything's backwards in this society, man. All right. But with that being said, hey, you know, you woman, you want to contribute, you want to, because there's no coincidence. It was all set up through the spirit, you know, because most of these women, they're working these office jobs. You know, a lot of these women, a lot of you women make good, decent money. Well, hey, because brothers, you know, again, we're just in a society, we're in a setup to where everything is just set up against us. So we don't, for the most part, brothers don't have, you know, we brothers don't got it like that, you know. But for the most part, a lot of you women, hey, working these office jobs and, you know, pretty decent jobs, getting, you know, paid a decent amount of money. Well, hey, pay tithes, you know, help brothers out, make garments for brothers, you know. There's things that you can do. Because again, as far as going out there in the highways and hedges, that's just not your role. That's just not your part. But there are other ways that you could contribute to the body. You know, we have one of the beloved brothers, man, on the outside, man. You know, the elder Gabar, man. You know, his wife, his daughters. You know, sometimes, you know, invites the brothers to his crib, and, you know, they cook for us, and, you know, we have a beautiful time, man. It's beautiful. You know, sometimes, you know, his daughters, you know, they bring little sweets and things to the camp and stuff like that, man. You know, it's things like that that matter. Like I said, to you women, hey, teach the women how to sew, teach these younger women how to sew, because, hey, when Isaiah 4:1 kicks in, hey, you know, it's going to be a thing of what can you bring to the table, because all the ass, and it's spiritual to me, because, you know, you got, right now we're in a time where a lot of these women, they're getting these BBLs, right, plastic surgeries and shit, right, you know, to try to make themselves, their ass look bigger, and that shit looks disgusting and deformed as all hell. But we're coming into the times where, hey, none of that shit matters, man. It doesn't matter now, and it's not going to matter then, especially then. All right, because it's going to be a thing of what can you provide, what can you do for me to further my enterprise. That's what a real man, for the most part, because like I said, now there's nothing wrong. Now we have our preferences, all right, but, you know, a lot of what these women are on today, man, it's not authentic, and you know, real men like authenticity, all right, you know, but not even that. Because like I said, in that day, it's going to be a thing of what can you provide, man. All that, the fake hair, eyelashes, and all that shit, man, you know, we can care less about all that. It's what can you do for me? Because like it tells in Isaiah 4:8, we will cook our own bread, wear our own clothes. It's going to be, because a lot of these women, they don't know how to cook. They can't boil an egg. How a lot of these women, they burn water. How do you burn water, man? You can't even boil an egg. You know, a lot of these women, they think, these so-called mothers, they think just because they feed their kid McDonald's all day, let them sit on the tablet, that, you know, can't nobody tell me nothing. No, man. And wondering why you have a bunch of these GMO babies, and wondering why these young children grow up with speech problems and all type of stuff, man. You know, you see, well, hey, to you aged women, all right, if you want to teach anything, teach these younger women how to be women, wives. Teach them how to cook, sew, you know, things of that nature, man. Because that's where a woman, that's where her role is. And again, because, you know, we're in 2023, so it sounds like, but whatever the case may be, yeah, we can care less, because that's where a woman's supposed to be. She's supposed to be in the house, man. She's supposed to be in the house, you know, taking care of the house, right, taking care of the children. But again, we're just in a society where everything is just, you know, everything is jacked up here. And that's why we need the salvation. That's why we need to get out of here, man. You know, but nevertheless, man, hey, because, you know, I can go on another hour just going into this, but I just want to keep it short, sweet, simple, man. All right. As far as the role of a woman, again, the man, he has his role. Well, hey, you women, you have your role too. Matter of fact, as a matter of fact, because like I said, you know, hey, got these women talking about, well, I'm married to Jesus, right? Jesus is my husband. Jesus is my man. Listen, the Lord ain't dealing with you like that on that type of level, man. Again, you want to serve your Habashim Shai, serve your husband, all right? Because that's what'll get you salvation. Hell, even the scriptures talk about how an unbelieving woman, all right, through her submission and, you know, or excuse me, a believing wife, right, or a woman that she believes the truth, and you know she's putting her best foot forward. And hey, if you have a husband, the Lord will have it to where he can see how you conduct yourself, right? You know, and he'll the spirit will come on him to start inquiring why she like this. You know, she's submissive, and where's she learning this from, right? And because you watching brothers' videos, well, hey, you might convert him or not. You know, if he ain't right, then hey, don't worry about it. The Lord, he'll move him out the way, and you know, get you a man of the Lord, man. Like he did, I think it was Abigail, if I'm not mistaken, right? The Lord killed Abigail's husband and gave Abigail over to King David. That's going to be the case for some of you women. You have a husband, right? You're with a man, he's no good. He's a 2/3. Don't worry about it. Be patient. And in due time, he's either going to be converted, or the Lord's just going to simply move him out the way, and, you know, bring you over to a man of the Lord. So, you know, however it plays out, right? But I'm going to get this back in 1 Timothy 2, verse 15. It says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety, all right? Because again, hey, playing your role, man, all right? And that's no light thing for you women out there. If you have a husband, especially if he's in the truth, if you have a husband that's in the truth, a brother that's in the truth, and you could possibly be one of those wives to one of the elect men. That's not a light thing, man. Because hey, the 2/3, they got to come back. But guess who they're going to come back? Through you, through your womb, through the man, all right? Through you, through your womb, man. That's not a light thing. That's not a light thing, man. To be a husband, or excuse me, to be a wife to one of the elect men, that's not a light thing, man. So you have your role to play, all right? And play it faithfully, man. It's because, you know, when we talk about this subject, man, these women get all bent out of shape, butt hurt. No, man. You know, it's really simple. It's just, you know, a lot of these women, they've been too Americanized. You know, a lot of these women, they're too westernized, man. And it's just, you know, it's going to be a sad case, a pitiful case for the majority of these women. But hey, it is what it is. You know, that's why I said, hey, in that day, hey, it's going to be about more than your ass and your titties, man. It's going to be about what can you bring to the table. Can you cook? You got what Smokey said, man. You can cook and clean and do something. You got to be able to do something, bring something to the table, man. You know, other than your ass and your titties, man, because that ain't going to mean nothing in that day. Because like I said, brothers, you know, hey, brothers, we got our preferences and, you know, but hey, that's not going to be enough to, you know, take me in, my Lord. Nah, man, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and end it off there. You know, Lord willing, knows is edifying. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you, hopefully elect. Shalom, shalom.